This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
4 police officers have been placed on administrative leave after allowing a wedding ceremony to take place involving a man arrested for possession of drugs.
Now, the shocking incident has resulted in the police commissioner expressing outrage and promising that those found responsible following an investigation will be dealt with to the fullest extent of the law. Clint Watson has the story.
This commissioner is totally embarrassed by what took place. This should never have happened, and I'm still trying to come to terms with how what is reported in the public domain could have in fact happened.
A disturbed Commissioner of Police, Alison Greenslade, is referring to the marriage ceremony that took place at Central Police Station this past Saturday. The problem, though, is the groom, Kendrick alias Edgar Tinker, was in custody after he was arrested on Friday, the day before his scheduled wedding. We're told the wedding ceremony, which was scheduled to take place at Revival Faith Mission Church in Kennedy Subdivision, did not happen. Guests apparently waited for hours wondering what transpired. We understand that an announcement was made for guests to leave the church and go to the reception hall. The bride reportedly showed up at the hall following the jailhouse ceremony, which was reportedly officiated by a minister and attended by others who Commissioner Greenslade described as people who should not have been at the station. As to whether the marriage is considered legal is yet to be determined, as police officials did not want to comment.
4 police officers have been sent home on administrative leave pending the results of an investigation which is being led by an assistant commissioner of police. I'm satisfied also that just around midday today, shortly after midday, Deputy Commissioner met with the investigation team and charges are being brought. Those charges are very, very serious, and those charges could in fact result in the loss of employment for people concerned.
The ranks of the officers involved, according to Commissioner of Police Greenslade, include an assistant superintendent, a corporal, and 2 sergeants. Commissioner Greenslade added, though, that the officer in charge still enjoys his confidence and he considers him a decent and upstanding superintendent. Now, as to what the violation in this case is that the other officers will be charged with, the police chief says it's a breach of the force's policy and procedures.
It'll go towards conduct of a major nature, likely to bring discredit upon the reputation of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. No one in their right mind anywhere on the planet would recognize that there could be any semblance of order to having a person incarcerated whose liberties by law properly have been taken from them to be taken out of a police force cell and be allowed to consummate some marriage ceremony in a police station. That is a disgrace to the Bahamas, to the Royal Bahamas Police Force, and everything good and decent that we stand for. I am not going to be a part of that. I am not a part of that, and I look you in the eyes and I tell you, it's out of order, it should not have happened, and it goes against everything that we have stood for.
Now, the commissioner says he wants to ensure that no one, not even police officers, destroys the good legacy of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. He promises at the end of investigations to come back to the media and update us on the outcome. Clint Watson, ZNS Network News.
Well, the 35-year-old man who got married at the Central Police Station on the weekend made his first appearance in the magistrate's court today. He's Freeport resident Kendrick Tinker, wearing the black shirt. Tinker was charged along with 28-year-old Devon Roll and 34-year-old Exuma resident Elvardo Farrington. The trio were allegedly caught with 50 pounds of marijuana on Friday. The drugs have an estimated street value of $50,000. In court, they pleaded not guilty to the charges. Bail was denied and they were remanded to prison. They returned to court on June 5th. The first ever human trafficking case opened this morning before Supreme Court Senior Justice John Isaacs. During the proceedings, the court heard from a number of police witnesses. Jamaican national Chavanese Gay Hall is accused of 4 counts of human trafficking and 2 counts of unlawfully withholding identification papers of 2 Jamaican women. Prosecutors contend that the defendant allegedly arranged to have the 2 Jamaican women brought to the Bahamas for the purpose of sexual exploitation. Director of Public Prosecutions Vinette Graham-Allen and Lucille Bonnaby prosecuting the case. Brian Dorset and Benjamin McKinney make up the defense. Senior Justice John Isaacs is presiding. Attorneys involved in the Andre Babal unlawful sex trial dealt with a number of preliminary issues today ahead of the start of the trial tomorrow. The former 8 Mile Rock High School teacher is accused of having unnatural sex with 2 of his underage male students 10 years ago in Grand Bahama. Brabal has pleaded not guilty to the charges. Attorney Ramona Farquharson Seymour is defending Brabal. Justice Roy Jones is presiding. Police have charged 28-year-old Quarry Mission Road resident Henley Claridge in connection with that fatal shooting in Chippingham on Sunday. Police say the lifeless body of a man was found in the Dean's Lane area just behind Xavier's Lower School during the early morning hours. In court, Claridge was not required to enter a plea. A voluntary bill of indictment is expected to be filed. Bail was denied and he was remanded to prison. He returns to court on May 29th.
Meantime, police investigations continue into the discovery of a body off Cowpen Road Sunday. While it's suspected that the body is that of the missing female 24-year-old Naoshi Adderley of Ruperdine Lane, police say forensic tests will have to be conducted before they can make that conclusion. Superintendent of Police Paul Roll said the body was in a state of decomposition and the sex couldn't be determined, but he gave this update.
But I can say at this stage, though, that we took into custody a 28-year-old male for questioning in regards to this matter. That's about as much as I can provide at this time. I spoke to one family yesterday, and we still have a few persons that are still outstanding and being reported missing, and the investigators, I left them at the office dealing with that and contacting persons this morning.
Minister for the Environment Kenward Dorset has provided the latest update after a tour of the landfill this past weekend.
He explained that there are 2 fires at the facility, one regarding tires burning and another which cause is unknown. The minister visited the site and provided a video update of the status of those fires.
The fire has been contained. There is still a burning off of the fires, but that's being monitored. But apparently there is also another subsurface fire that erupted yesterday. That is now ongoing. It is subsurface, and so we've mobilized a significant amount of equipment as well as water trucks to attempt to put that out and contain it.
Now, Minister Dorset said that from all indications, the subsequent fire will take a few days to burn out. He maintains that it's his information from environmental health officials that the tires were intentionally set on fire, while the cause of the subsurface fires are unknown. He said the Minister of Health has been advised about the fires and concerns about smoke inhalation with a view to guarding the public health.
I want to advise the neighboring communities, particularly of Jubilee Gardens and those in the south, to please keep your windows closed as best as possible. And for anyone who has any respiratory challenges, I encourage you to go to the clinic or to the Princess Margaret Hospital, as with the shifting winds, a lot of the smoke is now going into the southern corridors. And so we truly apologize for any inconvenience caused.
In sports, what the World Indoor Championship medals mean for the Bahamas. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.